What was the 50-state initiative? The 50-state initiative was superheroes for all of America. 50 states, 50 groups of superheroes. So this covers a bunch. The current members are, well, there's a lot of them because it's 50 states. But here's a couple of important ones like Ant-Man, Gauntlet, Mutant Zero, Taskmaster, Trauma, Baron von Blitzkrieg. Then we got Armory, Cloud9, Hardball, Michael Van Patrick, many more. First appearance was in Civil War Initiative number 1. Their base is Camp Harnage in Stamford, Connecticut, but there's also more. They're allies with of course, the United States government, SHIELD, Hammer, and the Dark Avengers. Their foes are any terrorist threats, the New Avengers. After the passage of the Superhuman Registration Act, Tony Stark, also known as Iron Man, realized that S.H.I.E.L.D. needed a plan for how to make use of all the superheroes, soon to be under its remnant. During the Civil War, not the American Civil War, even though it was an American Civil War, but the Civil War of Marvel superheroes. Stark, Reed Richards, which was Mr. Fantastic, and Hank Pym brainstormed a long list of ideas for how to improve the world. The 50th State Initiative was number 41 on that list. Okay. Heroes United and Deployed. To get the initiative started, Stark funded a super team of his own, the Order. The Order! The team was ready to see action in the final battle of the Civil War. When Stark was made the director of S.H.I.E.L.D., yes, Tony Stark was director of S.H.I.E.L.D. at one time. After the Civil War, he had the power to build a superhero team for each state in the nation. Based on that prototype, many of the initial teams were simply existing teams or heroes brought onto the new structure. For example, the Great Lakes Avengers were renamed the Great Lakes Initiative and assigned to the home state of Wisconsin near the Great Lakes, while Hellcat was sent to Alaska to serve as its hero. Some groups only had like one hero, other groups had more. I guess that's how it worked. Forestry, New York had a bunch. Hero Boot Camp. Many new heroes joined the initiative, and these required training to make the best use of their powers and reduce the danger they presented to others. To this end, Stark set up Camp Hammond as the initiative's headquarters and training facility. Sergeant Joe Green, also known as Gauntlet, served as the base's drill instructor. Under Minister Henry Peter Garrich, with Hank Pym as the chief administrator and Bonwanner von Blitzkrieg in charge of the science division. Garrick formed a Black Ops team answerable only to himself, called the Shadow Initiative. Okay. That just doesn't sound good. But, members included Mengele, Constructor, Scarlet Spiders, Trauma, and Mutant Zero, also known as Typhoid Mary. So some important storylines: Civil War Initiative 1, Avengers Initiative 1, Avengers Initiative 8 through 11. Early troubles. In the first combat training session, a terrified Armory fired an alien weapon named Tractagon wildly and killed fellow recruit Michael Van Patrick. The following cover-up came back to haunt the initiative when Von Blitzkrieg fitted a clone of Van Patrick with the Tractagon, causing him to become psychotic and go on a murderous rampage. That's not good. Excuse me. Initiative recruits helped during World War Hulk and even the Secret Invasion. In the confusion surrounding the Hulk's attack, Slapstick beat Gauntlet into a coma for berating the New Warriors, of which Slapstick had once been a member. Gauntlet later recovered seems like some of the members didn't seem to get along. Shield scientists developed superpower inhibiting nanobots, also known as spin technology, that could be used to remove superpowers. Hydra's leader, Senator Woodman. Hey, there's one of them senators, Woodman, who, why he's a senator, he, controls Hydra. Wow. Persuaded Initiative recruit Hardball to steal this for him. Later, when Woodman blackmailed Hardball into continuing to work for him, Hardball killed himself, left the Initiative, and took over the leadership of Hydra instead. So I guess he faked his own death. Okay. Then, of course, you had the Skrull infiltration. Before the secret invasion, the Skrull Queen, Vernark, made sure to insert a Skrull into every team in all 50 states. When the Skrulls launched their attack, many of the spies revealed themselves, and the rest of the Initiative members could not tell who to trust. Using 3D Man's powers, Trithalon managed to spot most of them located at Camp Hammond, but few other teams were so lucky. Afterward, Doc Sampson held group therapy sessions for those replaced by Skrulls. Okay. When Norman Osborn, also known as Green Goblin, became director of Hammer, which replaced S.H.I.E.L.D., by the way, he changed the name of the program to the Thunderbolt Initiative. He then secretly placed Taskmaster and the Hood in charge so they could use the base to create new forces for Osborn's Dark Avengers team. Soon after, a failsafe program set up by the Skrull, impersonating Hank Pym, reactivated Ragnarok, a clone of Thor. After helping to stop Ragnarok's rampage, an underground team called Counterforce, made up of former New Warriors, revealed the scandals behind MVP's death cover-up. Osborn used this as an excuse to shut down Camp Hammond. He later opened a new training facility, Camp Hammer, in New Mexico. After Osborn's fall from power, Camp Hammer was shut down and a new Avengers Academy to teach young heroes was opened. So basically, 50 State Initiative was this idea by a bunch of geniuses, superhero team leaders after the Civil War of superheroes, to basically use superheroes to pretty much protect every state of the United States because of the Mutant Registration Act, right? It didn't seem to go over very well because, well, certain superheroes and people with superpowers apparently didn't like each other. So it's a good idea in theory, but in practice it didn't seem to work. With having a secret group within it, it was good. It was good in theory. With it being supposedly an offshoot branch of, I guess, S.H.I.E.L.D. or the government or whatever, but it just didn't seem to work. It didn't work out very good for the Who. But it later got basically broke off, disbanded, and stuff like that. New politicians and government leaders come in charge and change up stuff. You know how it is. They didn't do all good stuff. They did some bad stuff. So. It happens. Now I'm just curious what, group protected what each individual state, because that would be interesting to know. Anyway, remember, guys, good all the time. All the time, guys, good. Keep on gaming. Keep on collecting. What state are you from? Um, Game own, collect own, like, comment, subscribe, share own, and now you know a little bit more about the 50 State Initiative. Occasionally I run across groups in this book, and they say they were protecting blah for the 50 State Initiative, so that's kind of cool. Like, for example, the Great Lake Adventures were members of the Great Lake Initiative, and their state was Wisconsin. It just told us that, so we know Wisconsin state. And did one earlier, one of my videos previously of one of these groups, and they told me another one of the states. So we might find all 50 states. Superhero groups name in here somewhere. Also, it told you one of the members who was part of the Alaska team. Yeah, it was in here somewhere. I read it. So, hope you enjoyed this 50 state initiative stuff.